Hi. Hello. Welcome, everybody. If you are ready, within 5 minutes we will start. Then I think we will start soon, 1 or 2 minutes later, because everything is going to be ready. Before starting that, if possible, that please switch off your mobile phones. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Muzaffer Şener. I'm a lecturer at Department of Political Science and International Relations, and my colleague from same department, that Professor Hasan Kösebalaban. We are mostly focusing on the foreign policy issues. Actually, we would like to welcome to all of you for visiting our university, new university. We are very new. Actually, in fact, we started 2 years ago to the lecturing, but before that, we have a 5 years preparation period to construct a university. How can we construct a university? In which fields we will focus on? And then we are one of the research universities in social sciences in Turkey. We have a few, just 3 or 4 research universities focusing on the social sciences especially. But we have also the science. Science. You understood what I mean, mostly focusing on the engineering studies or the other studies. Natural studies, let's say like that. I want to give the floor to, before we are waiting for within 5 minutes that our rector, Professor Ahmet Ademoğlu, he's here, he's joining us, and then he will present the university, and then he will say to welcome speech to you. Please, Professor.
Adaptör lazım. Beyaz adaptör var mı?
Sometimes technology is bringing some easiness to our life, but sometimes if they are not overlap each other, the system is create sometimes the small problems, since the MacBook and the does not fit to all these Windows applications. I think we are ready now.
For this delay, it's my pleasure to have you here in Istanbul, Şehir University. If you have time, I'll just give you a brief sketch of what we are and what we are about to do in the landscape of Turkish higher education. We are actually a young institution, as you might guess. We're almost 3 years old, but we have We are strongly committed to the internationalization of research and education. So this is an essential component of our strategy to reach out to the environment and to be more visible in the international arena. And we strongly believe in the idea that the dissemination of local knowledge that's been produced here has to be spread around through certain means. And we think that our university will be a very functional and integral part of this mission. Actually, here we are planning to raise the individuals with 3 levels of intellectual capacity. The first one is to be able to speak about the local problems in an indigenous attitude. The second one is to be sensitive to the regional problems as the inheritors of a common historical and cultural tradition. And the third one is to be able to communicate a global message to the world humanity. Some of the stuff that we consider ourselves to be attractive in this region are the high rate of funding in terms of scholarships, the meal plans, the accommodations, the personal laptops, IT support to the students that we offer, the medium of the instruction language to be in English, the prep school for English with over 50% of its faculty coming from the native-speaking countries, a strong liberal arts program that we call the Common Course Curriculum, and a very flexible undergrad program which allows for double majors, major and minor combinations, and things like that. So these are, I think, the qualities or features that we can offer to the international students who would want to consider ŞEHİR as a serious alternative. We have over 30% of our faculty graduated from the universities in US and Europe. We have an up-to-date curricula. And we have a fast-growing library with almost 50,000 volumes and 70,000 e-books. And we are working on to improve the capacity and extent of our library. We have some focus areas in research that we corroborate with the institutions or centers, we call them. And we have some cooperation agreements and protocols with the prestigious international schools. And we have also working on enhancing our international exchange programs, whether it be in the regional area or in a more global region. Actually, as I said, ŞEHİR, Istanbul Şehir University is a rather young institution, but it actually has a long tradition in the educational arena in Turkey, because it was founded by the Bilim and Sanat Vakfı that we call Foundation for Arts and Sciences, which is around maybe almost the last quarter of the century, which is a very functional institution and very active institution in recruiting some international and as well as national intellectuals and giving seminars. It's a very strong civil society organization that disseminates knowledge and fosters the knowledge in the Turkish environment in Istanbul. It has organized several conferences, international conferences, and a lot of seminars, and it has a continuing education program, which is totally free, and the students from the universities, most of them are from the universities, but the high schools are also eligible to participate. So they can go and participate in these programs. And the university also has the foundation has its research centers, One of them is the Center for Global Studies. The other is for Center for Civilizational Studies. There is another one which is for Center for Turkish Studies and Center for Art Studies. And there are about maybe over 2,000 students regularly following these seminars. And there are 268 instructors. They are the researchers, professors, writers, artists, directors from all walks of life who are active in the intellectual arena in Turkey, who are some way involved in the activities in the Arts and Sciences Foundation. And all the people who have somewhat affiliated to this university has some kind of experience with this institution before, including myself. And there are some quick and fact figures, maybe I can share it with you. Şehir is now listed among the top 10 universities in Turkey, especially in some areas in social sciences, in political science, sociology, law, history, and other fields of social science. In engineering, we are striving to be better because engineering has a long tradition of education in Turkey, coming from maybe from the 17th century, 18th century. So there's a lot of competition in that, and a very strong establishment in engineering education and higher education in Turkey. So we are still working on improving our education capacity in engineering school, but we are doing well in that area as well. We have about 120 faculty members, 93 of them are PhD holders. We have 96 administrative staff. We have 900 students. 81 of them are international from 33 countries. This is about, I think, it's slightly over 13%, which is a high estimate, high figure in Turkish standards. We have 753 undergrad students, and the rest, 147, are in the graduate program. The academic departments are the School of Law, the School of Islamic Studies, School of Communications, Cinema and Television, School of Business Management. It has just one department with co-management, and two departments actually, management and international trade and management. We have the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, which is virtually the largest school that we have now. It has political science and international relations, sociology, psychology, history, Turkish language and literature, and philosophy. And we have the School of Engineering and Natural Sciences with electrical, industrial, and computer engineering. In the graduate sense, we have two actually schools for graduate schools. One of them is the Graduate School of Humanities and Social Sciences, which has the programs of the cultural studies, history, management. We have a double degree program with Sheffield University from UK. And we have the Modern Turkish Studies, Sociology, Public Law, and Private Law. And the Graduate School of Natural and Applied Sciences has two programs. One of them is a combination of electrical plus industrial engineering, and the other is electrical with computer engineering. So we have industrial systems engineering, and the other one is the electrical and computer engineering double program. We have actually 3 centers for research. 2 of them are active now. One of them is the Center for Modern Turkish Studies. The other one is the Center for Urban Studies. And we have a Center for Energy, Environment, and Society Studies, which is the interesting feature of these centers is that they're highly international, highly inter and multidisciplinary in terms of their research agenda. As far as teaching is concerned, we have courses with an international dimension and focus. We have programs in English, except for some courses that are naturally to be given in Turkish, as you might guess, like the courses, some of the courses in literature, history, law, and Islamic studies. We have joint and double degree programs. We have an international multicultural classrooms.
We have a high level of educational technology and ICT infrastructure here with intelligent boards and communication devices, and we intensively use the educational technology, so to speak, in this campus. And we also have study abroad opportunities in bachelor programs, and we have the liberal arts core program for all students as an essential part of their curricula, so that regardless of where they come from or where they're going to graduate, they pass through this liberal arts program, which is intensive in Turkish language, in, literature, and the urban culture, and dedicated to Istanbul city life, world history, and other liberal arts areas. The core curriculum, as I said, is consisting of the world civilizations and global encounters, understanding science and technology, understanding society and culture, understanding nature and knowledge, mathematical reasoning, critical thinking, textual analysis and effective communications in English, critical reading and writing in Turkish, exploring Istanbul, which is also has a lot of fascination in terms of sightseeing, as well as lecturing with some expert academicians. Turkish for international students, and social responsibility project. I think this is the distribution of our international students. It looks pretty diverse, but the largest share is actually, I think, coming from the Middle East countries, which is kind of normal and natural for us because of our cultural, historical, and geographical connections. But we actually get applications from all over the world, including Latin America and North America, Europe, and the Middle East and Far East, including all those regions as well. We have some bilateral agreements and on MOU level, but we work hard on them to make them more substantial in terms of collaboration. We have some initiatives with China University of Political Science and Law, People's Republic of China. We have a connection with George Mason University from US, and we have International Balkan University, Macedonia, and the University of Wisconsin, Madison. And of course, we are strongly connected to the European higher education system and the research system as part of a negotiation country. Turkey is virtually visible in all parts, is fully represented in all programs in Europe, European Council, and Erasmus is one of them. So we have agreements, bilateral agreements with these institutions that we can exchange students with these institutions. We also have a busy international relations office. They also get involved in the consortia, which is consisting of institutions from China, US, Brazil, India, Russia, Kenya, and Korea. So we are also trying to be more visible in these administrative networks, just to be more functional in terms of internationalization. We actually have 4 campuses now, but our final aim is to be a full-fledged campus university, which has been planned to be located in Dragos campus, which is somewhat 20 kilometers maybe away from this location. But currently we have this building, plus we have an expansion to a new one, which is not that far from here, maybe 200 meters away. This will allow us to expand our space, indoor space like maybe 100%, and then the outdoor space maybe 200%. But of course, in the near future, this will not satisfy our requirements and needs. So we also need, we will also need some more extension in the near future. But just as a transition from a local infrastructure to a campus infrastructure. We are trying to find out these ad hoc solutions, so to speak, to relieve our space necessities. We also have a Seyrantepe campus, which is the original location of the university, but this is on the other side of the city, in the European side of the city. We have a library. We actually have two libraries. As I said, we have over 50,000 books and 70,000 e-books. We have access to 24 databases and maybe more than 7,000 journals, which is a service actually offered by the government, the ULAKBİM, which is a part of it's a government authority which provides this service to the universities all over the country. And this is actually our website and connection information that you might possibly refer if you want in the future. And thank you very much for your patience.
Starting from the next year, we are also offering a master program on international relations, for especially focusing on the 4 areas: Middle East, the focusing on the concentration on the Middle East, comparative foreign analysis, regional analysis, and the conflict resolution program, conflict resolution concentration within this master program in international relations. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have any comments regarding the university or so on and so forth, you're all welcome. Yes, please.
Thank you very much for your introduction. My name is Olokia from the Republic of Congo, Brazzaville. I would like to know how the staff of university manage in providing scholarship for foreign students. The process in terms of tuition fees and the process.
Would you like to give an answer to this? Yeah.
Derya Gümüş from International Office.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm working for the International Relations Office as an expert. And do you mean how we find the funds or how we fund the students in meal allowances and tuition fee waivers and that kind of things?
The way that you manage for providing scholarship for foreign students.
Okay. You know, we are a foundation university, and all the foundation universities has donators. Some people who donate to the students, to the university. So this foundation is the primary source of funding for us. And of course, we have some other sources as well. But this is a strategy, in fact, because we are a newly founded university and we are aiming to become very good in an international aspect. We just think that we should make some investment in the international students, for the international students. And generally, this is not a very common perspective in Turkey. When you just compare our strategy with the other universities from all around Turkey, you would just see that that much funding is not given in any other university. So this is just like we decide on our priorities, and recruitment of admission of international students, the best international students from all over the world, is our priority. So we give our funds to support the students and to attract them. Do you have any questions about specifically what we give to our international students?
What we are?
Yes? Yes or no?
Continue.
Yes, okay.
Well, I just wanted to know if your funding for international students is based on quotas for each continent, or students they just apply when you say Africa.
Yeah. In fact, our main strategy is to observe the cultural diversity. So we do not specifically give specific quotas to specific continents, but we care the cultural diversity. So we've been accepting international students since 2 years, and for these 2 years, we never accepted students in masses from specific countries or from a specific continent. But we have a priority again. We want to give priority to the continents or countries we call defavorized countries. You see, like Middle East and or some African countries, but when, especially in, these recent cases in Somalia and this hunger things and etc. So in such cases, we just like a social responsibility mission. We give priority, we give, how to say, you understand, to the defavorized countries from all over the world, yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Thank you very much for the brief overview of the university. I have basically 2 questions. Can you tell us about the international recognition?
Can you introduce yourself also?
Yeah, I'm Safi from Mauritius. My first question would be, can you tell us about the international recognition of the university? And secondly, do you have a campus in Ankara? Thank you.
Should I continue with the international recognition? Because this is a question we receive really frequently from our, candidate, let's say, international students. In Turkey, all the higher education institutions are bounded by the law of Higher Education Council of Turkey, which is constructed for regulating the higher education system of Turkey, the Higher Education Council of Turkey. Even if the university is a foundation university, they should still follow the regulations and the laws arranged by this council. So all the universities are founded on a specific law, and the Istanbul Şehir University is also founded in a specific law, the foundation law. And this law the foundation law is also announced on the official gazette, This is a law terminology, Official Gazette of Turkey. So we are internationally, nationally recognized because the national agency is recognized internationally and internationally recognized university.
There is no doubt about that.
The education peers, you mean? Yeah. I'll talk about, yeah.
Can I add something
Yes.
on this? I think international recognition has 2 dimensions. One is legal recognition, and our legal recognition is gained through the higher education board system in Turkey. So there's no problem in terms of the legal recognition of this university. But the other aspect is reputation, of course. How reputable is this university? And so far, I'm a relatively new faculty member here, but I can tell this, that since I came here, there have been different invitations, different visits from many leading universities. For example, this semester I'm teaching a course simultaneously with SUNY, New Paltz campus in the United States. So many American universities are also using our resources here to teach common courses. And we have agreements with institutions, in addition to the institutions that our rector listed in his presentation. We also have other agreements, for example, Sasakawa Foundation in Japan, and similar institutions in Turkey as well as in the Middle East. So international recognition is very strong, I can tell, of this university.
About that international standards, maybe you know that internationally that from the Turkey as a part of the European Union educational system, the universities in Turkey has also internationally recognized by the European Credit Transfer System, that ECTS we call it as. That's why you have a chance to have an agreement with the other universities. Otherwise, you cannot do it. ECTS, European Credit Transfer System, Bologna process. I'm not sure that how you are familiar with these European scholarship program that the education system, we are part of it as Istanbul Şehir University, part of it, and also another part is relating to the engineering faculties that the international standards. There is an international standard that the ABET criteria. I hope you heard about that these criteria, this is internationally recognized, that you should be part of it, that if you are offering a kind of scholarship or if you kind of an education and teaching in the universities, that we are also part of it, that it's an ongoing process still, that international recognition of the university that, many scholars in these universities have an international connection, that also, they also bring their backgrounds to here, that to transfer to their knowledge here. And then it shows that within 2 years, that what Şehir University did in international arena, it shows that how it's credible, also how it is reputable in the international arena because of its teaching staff, the academicians, and also that the networks that it created. That as our rector is present, that we are part of this global consortium, that this is the only Turkish institutions part of we are trying to create a kind of global common curricula among those universities, continental bases. You see that from all over the continent, from Asia to China, Seoul or India, and also Kenya universities or Brazil universities, that part of it is, and then these students of these universities have a chance to visit the campus and also take the courses that they will spend at least 1 term or 2 years, 1 term, 1 year, or have a joint degree also within this global consortium program. It's an ongoing process still. It's not functioning now. The infrastructure is starting to be 6 months ago it started, but now it's on the ongoing process. It will be realized within a year, hopefully. Yeah.
My name is Kumanika. I'm from Malawi.
Malawi, yeah. Could you take the microphone, please? Ali Zainal.
Yeah. My name is Kumbukani Nkawa, and I'm from Malawi. My question is in relation to your courses. Considering Turkey is the 16th and Europe's 6th strongest economy, what strides is your university making in pursuing a course in finance and economy specifically? So I'm asking that question because I'm sure that form of study could help to assist developing nations to adopt those technologies to ensure that they can adopt them in their countries. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any further questions or comments?
Is there any relevant questions for that?
Well, it's not related.
If it is not relevant, that we will continue. We will collect the relevant questions first. If there is any relevant questions to that question, okay.
I think Şehir University, Istanbul Şehir University is keen on having a strong core in economics, but it's probably going to be more in the political economy because we have a strong social science background here in the faculty domain. So rather than the technicians' side of the economics, this school has more tendency to treat economics and the field of economics as a part of the humanity, active field rather than an engineering field or a mathematical field. So we are actually planning to have a strong core in political economy, because this is also a very demonstrative in Turkish economic sense. Because as you said, as you pointed out, Turkey has performed quite well in the last decade in terms of economy, and it has a strong link to the politics as well. So it is interesting to study the background of this process and pick up or put together a model that can be maybe crafted to other countries that are developing in the environment. So we are definitely keen on pursuing this, act of building up a core program in economics, which is highly strongly dedicated to the political economy side of it.
Hello, thank you for a good presentation. My name is Hasan, I'm from Kazakhstan. I have actually 2 questions. As I've seen from your presentation, PowerPoint presentation, you have a relation with Erasmus. And do you have already exchange students in this university? And did you already send some students to European countries?
Yeah.
And another question, the second question is regarding the, as I knew, this is the second year of your university from the opening. Regarding that, regarding publicity of the university, how you promote your university, the promotion, how you get to know, especially, nationally it can be easy, but internationally, how you promote your university, by which ways, by which means? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For the
You want to give an answer? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Muzaffer Hoca, Professor Muzaffer, he pointed out the Erasmus program, this Bologna process, etc. And the application part of this Erasmus program is the exchange program itself. So in Erasmus program specifically, we received 2 students this year. You know, the universities are not allowed to take part in this program on the year of the foundation. So last year was our first year, considering the admission of the student. And this was our second year. So on our second year, which means for exchange, it's our first year. We received 2 students from Germany and 1 student for Erasmus internship program from Poland. And we sent 4 students abroad to, one of them went to Belgium, to Catholic Leuven University, and 3 of them, they went to Germany. And 2 of them are still there. So considering that this is the first year of the university and you are just first, you are accepted to the program and you need to sign agreements, send the students, and all this preparation should take place 1 year prior to departure. So I guess this was a good start for the university, for the exchange programs.
Can I add something to what you said? Well, the reason why we have these low scores of exchange, Erasmus exchange, there are actually 2 reasons. One of them is the fact that we have a strong core curriculum program which is concentrated in the first 2 years, the freshman and the sophomore. So a large portion of the program that these students are supposed to participate consists of these core courses. So it is educationally it has a high cost of education for the students who have to just leave these courses aside and then go and pursue a semester in another institution. So, but in the 3rd and 4th year, we believe that we will have more exchanges because these core courses are almost finished, in the first 2 years, and in the 3rd and 4th year program, the students go to their own departments, which means that they are more flexible and more available to look around for some international exchanges. So that's probably the reason why we have these low scores. But we actually started to send some students, and we received some from other countries in Europe.
Well, the question about the international promotion, I think, first of all, national promotion is also very easy. Our competitors are very tough in the country. Well-established schools with very long history or well-funded schools. So, but despite this and despite being new, this university has achieved ranking itself quite highly, especially in the field of social sciences. But the international part of that, I think, can be gained through academic visibility, which I mean by these publications of faculty members, as well as students, foreign students. So in both of these aspects, the university places very high emphasis. I'm a faculty member. I feel this very strong pressure on us, for promotion. from rank to rank of the individual faculty. Relatively low number of courses for each faculty member means very careful attention given to each student, especially in these initial years. We have very small class, and that intends. The university intends to maintain that low number of students. So the faculty members are given a lot of time for research, and based on this research, defining itself as a research university, faculty members are expected to publish in international outlets. So this will give us a strong presence in journals, in books, in outlets. Of course, over years, the intention here is a very strong intention, is to grow as an international recognized, international reputable institution. I can tell you quite honestly that this emphasis is very strongly given here.
Another reason is relating to the background institution, that Foundation for Science and Art. Science and Art has an international network, strong international network with the very strong universities and the research centers. Bilim Sanat Vakfı Foundation for Science and Arts had conducted many research or the collaborations or the international conferences, symposiums, so on and so forth. That's why foundation itself has a reputation as well in an international arena. That's why it creates a some kind of area, space for us to present us, which is that as a product of the well-known, prominent institution of Turkey, as a product of the Foundation for Science and Art, Istanbul Şehir University, that has a kind of understanding in international, especially in international intellectual arena, has such kind of attention to those.
Merhaba, my name is Semra from Macedonia. I'm interested to know concretely the application procedure for international students. So who is eligible to apply and study in your university? And related to the scholarship, is the university directly offering the scholarship, or the students should get the scholarship from other funds?
No,
thank you.
The university is funding, and then Derya will give the details more.
I was expecting for this question. You were asking about how to promote our university and our programs. In fact, for international promotion, the international student admission is a big part of the international promotion. So, as I said a few minutes ago, the scholarships are also serving for promoting our university. For your first question, the admission criteria, you already have leaflets in your bags, I guess, in English, most of them. We are publishing them, in fact, in different languages, but you are a very mixed group, and we couldn't just group them, but we have them in different languages. But this is the English version. So for we already started the application period first. This is the most important part. We want you to encourage your friends, your brothers, sisters to just check our website and see our strategies, application procedures and everything, because we already started, and this period will continue till the 1st of August. So we have limited time, and in this limited time we want to receive as many applications as we can, and we want you to really encourage the people around you. The students are required to have a valid, of course, a high school diploma with a transcript attached to it. The diploma itself is not enough, and we need the transcript of records to see the academic outstanding of the student during the high school. If the student, this is the most basic requirement. If the student has an internationally recognized test result, like SAT or SAT for, of course, the admission thing, but the internationally recognized test results for language, for English proficiency, let's say TOEFL and IELTS are also important. The more documents the student provide, internationally recognized documents the student provide, he is more highly possible to accept the student for a full scholarship, or we have categories in the scholarships for one of these best quotas. So the application is really easy, but receiving the super scholarship, we have 5 categories: super scholarship, full scholarship, and 75% scholarship, which gives the tuition fee waiver for in 75%, and 50% and 25%. They are all the percentages of the tuition fee waiver. And for the super scholarship, the students also, the university also providing the students with the free accommodation, free dining, and provision of course materials, monthly stipend, and that kind of things. So we have all these details. I don't want to take so much your time anyway. So the details are available on our web page, and the web page and the communication address, the correspondence address is on this leaflet. But really, encourage your friends, as I said, the people around you, to check our website and to see. We already have students from Macedonia, and you can also get in touch with them. I don't know if you want to hear the experiences of our students. Yes.
Is there any other questions or comments?
All these are relating to the master graduate studies as well.
Thank you very much for giving the floor. In that case, as you had just said, how about those who have got maybe bachelor degree or master degree in modern languages? Because sometimes some students they may not have test of TOEFL. How do you proceed for those who have got a bachelor degree or master degree in modern languages?
Somebody who doesn't have English.
Yeah. How we?
They don't speak English.
Yeah, okay. We have a preparatory school, in fact, for 1 year. Students with insufficient level of English are attending 1 year preparatory school. In fact, if they are starting from the very, very beginning, from the elementary level, this takes 1.5 years, combining the summer school with the academic year. So we are providing this high school, this preparatory school. Yeah.
Can I add something to what you said? Actually, the interesting thing about our international students is that, first, which is somewhat related to your question, their English is very good when compared with our local students, national students. The second thing is that their scholastic aptitude, their academic performance is quite high when compared with the students that come from the others, on the average I'm talking about. And our best student is from Kenya, and the second one is from Bangladesh. And they are quite amazing.
In fact, we have 5 students in first 10 in our universities. 5 students are international students, and we are proud of them, really.
And another questions or comments? Yeah.
Thank you. Once more, thank you very much. Would you mind being so kind to tell me a little bit about Islamic studies? Oh, yes. Because about the concept of Islamic studies, I would like to get some detailed information about us. Thank you.
Is there any other relevant questions? Because let's take them all of the questions, relevant questions, because I think you don't have much time here.
Yeah. Islamic studies, I mean that we will start to next year that mostly focusing on the international, not only focusing on the Turkish Islamic study. In Turkey, Islamic study is mostly a part of the theology faculties and mostly focusing on the local knowledge, mostly relating to the Turkish understanding of Islam. But what we are trying to hear that to create a kind of international Islam, let's put like that, but it's not enough to say that international Islam, but to global understanding of Islam, how it is going on, and mostly focusing on the Islamic law, Islamic interpretation, Islamic jurisprudence, and all of those things that will be included, but from a comparative perspective and the multidisciplinary with the multidisciplinary aspects, because not only focusing on the one side of it, but how can we make this comparison? Not only they should learn the English and the Arabic as well, not only the Turkish, because a little bit different understanding. Let's say that how the Islamic studies should be studied in a global era, that we are mostly focusing on, because in each department, while we are founding each departments or in each faculties, we have a deep interviews focusing on who are the intellectuals or the scholars, mostly focusing on those areas to education and the teaching of those areas, that we interview with them to ask them what kind of department or the discipline we should construct. We should be prepared for the upcoming years, because we should prepare our students for the coming years, not today. Coming years, challenges of the 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later. That's why mostly focusing on the comparative studies with a global perspective, and then focusing on the deepening their theoretical and analytical backgrounds. I think.
Yes.
I would like to thank you.
One last question, maybe. Yes.
We have the last questions. I think we will take your questions but.
Do we have a coffee break or something?
Yeah, you can ask questions.
Just last minute.
Okay, thank you very much for your coming.